1010 Living is a podcast about movement, mindset, and mastery, delving into the world of dance and life experiences to provide you with the tools you can use to live a 10 out of 10 lifestyle. If you dig it, don't forget to follow us. Much love and appreciation. Enjoy the podcast.
1010 performers wish to acknowledge the only custodians of this land, the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, and their elders past and present. We acknowledge and respect their continuing culture and the contribution they make to the life of this city and this region.
What is up, y'all? Welcome back. 1010 Living Podcast. You know what it is. Ian here. We got our homie over here, Isaac. What's good,
up,
bro?
brother?
How you doing, man?
Good, thanks. Thanks for bringing me.
Yes, sir.
Excited to chat, bro.
Yeah, man. It's been a minute since we did
Yeah.
anything like this. Which
Exactly.
is super dope.
We only get time to do like small chats, like at events and stuff like that. And like, yo, I could talk to you for ages. But I gotta go, bro.
Well, this is the opportunity, and like one of the main reasons why I've decided to do this is because there's so many dope conversations that don't get caught on camera, and not a lot of people are either a part of.
Yeah.
You know, and I think like there's so much like educational material in there. There's so many gems in there that we're spitting between whoever's involved in our conversations. Yeah, just about hip hop culture and how it is so beneficial to have as a part of your life. But yeah, man, let the people know who you are, what you've been up to in the past, let's say, year, because you've been super heavy. This guy's been heavy in the scene for years right now. And like, yeah, it's just inspiring to see, because I've been in it for so long. And I think I've mentioned this to you too, like, there was something, and we'll touch on this a bit later, but I feel like there was something in you that just switched, and you were just like, yo, I'm fucking hungry, bro. Like, you know, whatever that looked like, and I want to dabble in that a little bit later. But yeah, man.
Yeah.
Intro.
So, intro. First of all, my breaking name is IZZA, which stands for Instinctual Zulius Zenith Articulate. It's a name that I like to live by.
What does it actually mean?
Well, instinctual. I work with my gut. Like, I always stay true to myself.
Yeah.
And in the moment, I know what to do. You know, it's like, you know when to, like a lion knows when to pounce.
Right.
Right? He goes with his gut instincts, when to take the right move, when to pull the trigger.
Yeah.
You know, and I stick with my gut instincts because that's the true brain.
Amen to that.
Yeah, Zulius is like, I look at myself in a higher power. Zenith is your higher self. And to be articulate, I want to be more articulate. I think that's actually something I lacked in a lot of the time. So it was like, okay, what's something I want to live by, which is really going to push me? And it's to be more articulate, not even just with my words or the way that I speak, the way that I dance, the way that I do everything and I move. You know, it's like an alter ego. Yeah, you know, at the sense it's like, okay, switch on, let's go. Instincts, right? So yeah, I've been breaking for like 11 years now. I started because of hip hop. Step Up 3. I wanted to be Moose, man. So I actually started for real. Yo. I mean, there's a backstory of like why I started dancing, but you know, that's the main motivation was inspiration was that. Right. And then when I saw popping and then behind the mirror when I was taking popping lessons, I was like, yo, what's that thing that these guys are doing?
Where did you start?
At Cypher Dance Academy.
Okay, crazy. Yes.
And then from there, man, I was hooked. Like within a year, I became a teacher there. And I was like, I was just thrown in. And I was like, shit. I remember running to the office through my like training session. I was like, yo, what's this move called? It was like, it's called a chair freeze. Okay, yo, we're learning the chair freeze. You know, that was pretty funny. Yeah, man. So I've been doing it for 10 years, 11 years, and it's changed my life. It's shaped me who I am. I wasn't the person I am today, but I am now because of dancing.
Love that.
Yeah, I represent SOS Clan, my crew, my brothers.
Shout out to y'all.
Yeah, they're cool cats. I don't know what else to say, man. Like, there's a lot that's been going on in my life. Where I'm at right now, I've been doing a bunch of traveling and getting, it's pretty cool. I've been getting more invites as well. And my fruits of my labor, it's like just starting to show. And you said like, you know, where's that hunger coming from? I feel like
Yeah.
it's always been there.
Yeah.
And the more that you progress in something and you stay committed to it, things will always keep clicking. And as you go on and on and on. You know, the Olympic qualifiers, I just finished like a month ago. I didn't make it through, obviously. Only the winner goes through.
Right.
But it was really good relief,
Yeah.
you know, to not be able to do it anymore, because it was really stressful, and it was shaping me to be someone I didn't want to be.
Right.
We were talking about this off camera about this, you know, the pressure.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, yo, I can be my true self, and I think I'm gonna elevate even more, because I'm not trying to shape myself to have the right formula to win a battle anymore.
Right.
Because my approach to dancing is a lot more different than what a battlehead would do.
Yeah.
Dope. So now I'm at the stage of my life where I'm really trying to give back everything that I've learned and accumulated over the years. I've had a lot of mentors. I've been to 20 plus countries just for breaking. A lot. So I'm pretty excited for this chapter of my life right now, man.
Sure,
like
bro.
it's
Sounds
only just going up, you know, if you just stick to it.
Yeah.
What you like doing. For sure, man. So
nice. I love that, man. So just to segue into like more of the breaking and the Olympics and stuff like that, do you know how they judged it?
Yeah, they have a few criterias. They will judge you on your musicality, your originality, your technical with moves, technicality, not repeating, and your stage presence or performance. Those criterias, and they have like a fader where they will fade with all of that, like a little bit this way, a little bit this way. Oh, he wasn't. Or another one was execution. His execution was a little off, so I'm gonna go a little bit off. You know, like that. And then they'll give you the certain points on the screen. And like, okay, next round, blah blah blah. It was super stressful, man. Like it was a job for sure. It was a real job, and it was a great journey, man. Because I put all my eggs in that one basket. I gave myself a window of like 3 years of solid training. You know, all my investments went into that. I stopped everything for this. And it was cool because it just boosted me to another
100%,
level.
100%.
New experience, but I'm kind of excited to move on, man.
Yes.
I'm not attached to it, which is good. I thought I was going to be. Sure, I was beat up for like a couple of weeks.
But not getting in.
I was just super excited to move on. Like I couldn't sleep because I was just like, what do I want to do next? What do I want to do next? Because I actually have an idea box. And for like years, maybe 5 years, because I knew breaking was the thing. I was like, I have all these ideas. I just put these ideas in my idea box because I didn't want to distract myself and keep the main thing for so long. And now I'm going back to my idea box. I'm like, damn, okay, this is sick. It was really cool to go through that. Yeah.
That's sick.
So, Olympics, it won't be happening the following year. But I want to take advantage of when it actually does go to the Olympics. I'm sure, I've checked Google Trends what happened to skateboarding. And it went up like this, but then it dropped back to normal. And I kind of want to like be prepared for when people are super interested in that. I have something to give to those people. So I have some projects that I'm working on now at the moment.
Sick.
For that to complement the attention that breaking is going to get soon next year. But I don't think a lot will change. A lot of people are like negative. A lot of people have opinions about the Olympics,
for sure.
But I like to be quite optimistic, and I want to think, a lot of people going very athletic with this, and they forget about that this is a dance, this is a culture. But I think I'm being optimistic that, when people start being like, breaking's sick, I want to start learning how to break, start doing all these cool moves, and then when people hit a certain phase in their dancing, they'll be like, so what is hip hop? Where did this come from? And then they will start educating themselves, and there will be resources for them to dig into, and mentors and leaders for them to actually seek that have the real knowledge. I'm optimistic and hopeful that is the case when people become more interested in breaking.
That's dope. I like that, bro.
I
feel like there always needs to be that element of education and history and like what something actually is.
Mm.
You know, I feel like, especially in Krump, like even now I see so many events happening, yet it's just like performing, you know, like they're putting on a show and what I see and what I feel is like the actual culture, the essence of it, what made Krump dope is slowly being stripped away. Like the fader, like you were talking about, it's just going down. And like they're keeping the essence at like a 1 when it should be at least a fucking 5 out of 10.
Yes.
You know, like it's such a massive part of the culture, and like, yeah, I just see things like that, like with battles and events. To me, that's what it does.
Yeah.
It basically just acts like, yes, battling's a part of the culture, but it also only has people focus on that lane of the culture,
Yeah.
rather than the whole picture of what it's supposed to do and be for you. Obviously everyone will have their own journey and stuff like that, you know, and like approaches to it, why they do it and all that kind of thing. But like what I see in the new gen as well, like the next generation, is like they're also battle hungry, but like we were talking about off camera too, is like they don't even know how to session properly. They can't even kill off a session, they expect to kill off a battle. And they'll work for a battle kill off and get the accolades and the hype, like, oh, you're tight, rah rah rah. But it's like, bro, you're missing out on the main component of it, you know? Do you feel like you see that as well?
Yeah, I do, especially with those higher level events where it's a performance.
Yes.
But there will always be those underground jams where the true
100%.
culture exists.
Yeah,
And that's where you need to
100%.
go
Yeah.
and seek and educate yourself.
Yeah.
And you need to
That's where you
go
learn
to
the
those
most.
as well. It's just because you see all these
Yeah.
freaking these Red Bull things, events, they're just getting pumped on
Yeah.
social media all the time.
Major.
A lot of people think that's all it is.
Yeah.
But it's not. If you're in the scene, you know.
Yeah,
Like there
for
are
sure.
these really dope jams.
Yeah.
There's one in France called Marginal's Jam, and it's like true hip hop, bro. It's just
Sick.
concrete ciphers in a skate park, and it's fucking sick, man.
That's sick.
It's 3 days.
Do you ever catch jams here like that? Because I feel like for a long time it's just been in a studio.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no, not a true hip hop jam, bro. I wouldn't say I had one in Perth, unfortunately, and a lot of people who just stay here won't experience that. There would have been maybe like 1 or 2 jams in Australia that I've experienced.
On that.
Not on the level of Marginal's Jam in France,
Yeah.
but like, you know, there's that hip hop essence of it.
Yeah.
Where
sure.
there are all those elements, and it's true ciphers and
Mm.
true energy,
Mm.
and people are respecting each other and building with each other in the circles.
Yo, that's dope. Ooh, I like that. Did
Yeah.
you finish what you were gonna say though?
Yeah, no, but yeah, but that's what I was gonna
Okay,
say.
so like you mentioned building the cipher. What is that actually to you?
Well, you have to contribute to the cipher. You're in that circle. That circle
Yeah.
holds energy, bro. That's why it's a circle. There's no corners.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you're projecting energy in there, and you have to give. That's what hip hop is. You have to bring
Yeah.
something to the table.
Yeah.
You can't take.
Yeah.
Right? So if you've got there with your hands in your pockets and shit and shrugging, like you're not contributing.
Right.
You know, and you have to, and you and the poverty mindset with like a lot of people that will be like, like, no, that wasn't fresh, you know. You should give props when I think people deserve it, because you're elevating them and you're growing
definitely.
them, and then that's growing everybody.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's giving value to them and
100%.
everything and about the culture. Because then
Yeah.
you guys all have, if you have a circle and there's value in that circle, you guys validated yourselves.
Yes.
Like this is a powerful
Oh,
thing,
listen
you
to
know? Yeah. So it's really important to give props as well. And I'm not talking about people pleasing. You know, I'm talking about contribution.
Yeah.
You know, not cutting people down as well. But obviously there's biters as well, and you can't get respected when people are biting. So yeah.
Nice.
That's what I think about that
Yeah.
You know,
Because I feel like that's what.
It's raw, man. Like
Yeah,
when
100%.
people, you don't know until you're actually in it and you know when you're about it.
Yeah, 100.
It's addictive.
Yeah, definitely.
It's powerful because it's so authentic and raw, and it's this thing that's just built out of nothing, like sustainable energy, bro. You know?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
what?
That's the crazy thing. Like when I go to sessions, we preach that as well. Whenever we teach, we do the same thing, and like it's so important to know that is the nature of a session or a cipher, because it's not about like yeah, obviously you can bring your tight moves there and stuff, but you still need to know that you're just feeding that energy at the end of the day anyway.
Yeah.
So like in Krump, when we have a session, it's continuously feeding, and basically until the point someone kills it off, and we're just like, okay,
I bet it just gets
next
crazier
track,
and crazier.
Yeah. It's like next track, or it get the rounds that insane, and it's not even on a technical level sometimes. It's just energy and like them being so in their bag that we're just like, okay, that's done.
I like that.
You know, and like that's what the session's about. It's not about looking tight. You can save that for the battles.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, that's dope. I love how you broke that down.
Yeah, it's you can't lose the cipher element of it, man. That's the most important part.
Yeah.
Not the battles.
Yeah,
it's
100%.
And I think like we were saying before, man. Yeah, you need to go in the ciphers. You want to get better at battling? Go in the ciphers,
Go in
bro.
the ciphers.
There's more pressure there.
Yeah, legit. Because you have to show up more consistent rounds. Like if you ain't jumping in, then obviously someone is already gonna know. Like he or she ain't with it. So it's like, why would I battle that person?
Yeah, and I get it's intimidating.
Yeah.
But this is how you learn. You're not gonna learn being comfortable. You know.
You can't shortcut, man.
No.
Especially, and I think that's like, that is kind of the generation that I feel like we're in at the moment, because there's so much information. They're just like picking and choosing like whatever they want, and they may have all of the information in the world, but then it's like they want to get good really fast, not understanding that you have to work your fucking ass off to even just get your style, to get your character, your persona, and then obviously be good at the technique.
Yeah,
and in fact actually utilize the foundation in your own way. People just want to, they just want it too fast. And I see also a lot of people, like even some of our students, they're like, man, why am I not this yet? Why am I not doing this right? And it's like, man, you just started. You know what I mean? Like you just started, bro.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I didn't even worry about that shit when I was new.
Yeah. I remember someone once said to me when I first started, like, you shouldn't even be battling for your first 5 years of breaking, bro. You don't know anything yet. And it's true.
It's so true.
You know? And touching on that, you want to get better. Yeah, you need experience.
Yep.
But the issue as well that I've had with traveling, and I see people, is you go to these jams for experience, but what are you doing in the jams, bro? Ooh. How much advantage are you taking?
Let's go.
For that experience to grow into you. Yeah. Like, do you have a goal? Like, how many times are you putting yourself in the cipher? Yeah, you went to the fucking jam, but did you cipher?
Did you call someone out?
Yeah, exactly. You know, take advantage of it. Milk it. The experience. And that's how you're going to level up, bro.
Yeah.
Then you're going to get more comfortable.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, man. So, I want to backtrack a little bit into your name. How did you formulate that? Because for Krump, we work in a way, well, for me personally, I'll just speak on me, is like I created my name through my own life experience. And I've got multiple styles and multiple characters, and they all came from me. I'm not trying to be something, and I think that's what I see a lot of people do.
Yeah.
They're just like, I'll name myself something, and then I'll try and be that thing. And you can go that route, but I think there's a level of inauthenticity in that approach anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
Because you're not allowing it to come to you. You're thinking that it's something and trying to run with it.
Right.
when it's not actually the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because even for me, I was like, when I first grew up in it, I was like, man, I know I need a Krump name. What is it? And when myself and my homie were like formulating it, I was like, my first Krump name was Crisis. And it was just like, yeah, create that on the dance floor, you know? And that's all it was, which was dope. But I never kept that name. And I think evolution's important too.
So who gave you a name? Hood?
Me.
Okay.
Yeah. I created that. So it started as Hoodlum, because going back to what I was saying before about it being life shit, I knew that I had thoughts and energy in me that I knew I never was, if that makes sense. So I never was a hoodlum, you know, destructive. I never was that.
Right.
But I used that name to tune into that and create my character out of that. So then I use Krump for a healthy reason.
Okay.
I'm shifting my emotion and, you know, amplifying my creativity and my connection to myself through this medium, so I don't have to hang on to my rage, to my anger, and blah, blah, blah.
It's your alter ego.
Yes, right? So it is that. And then it went from hoodlum to hood, and because I'm an MC, I love like words. And I was at a point where I was like into etymology of words, and abbreviating everything, redefining everything to make it my own. And then I came up with, there were some other people that had hood in their name in Krump. So this is a very Krump thing. It's like, I don't want nobody else in the Krump scene to have hood in their name. If you have hood in your name, I'm coming for you. Yeah.
Okay.
So I did that, and like I went to LA, battled someone that was also called Hoodlum.
Sick.
And at that point, like I beat him twice. I beat him at a street session and on a main stage.
Okay.
But in Krump, we also have something that's called Battle for Existence. So if it's a name, I take the name. But the people that were there judging at the time and stuff like that, they were just like, nah, you're from Australia, he's from the US, like it's all good, you know? And I was like, fuck that shit. You know, in my head, I was like, fuck that.
We're from the same planet, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Like people know him as Hoodlum, people know me as Hoodlum too.
I'm getting that YouTube search, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But then I changed my name, so I was like, I was on a tip of like being the only hood. Not the only hoodlum, the only hood. And like, so I got rid of LUM in the name, and I was just like hood.
Yeah.
So whoever says that, they know that's me,
right.
You know. And then I created an acronym for it, which is healing ourselves overpowers demons.
Wow.
And that's where I dance from most of the time.
Wow.
And then there's also like HOOD. So I wreak havoc and I OD on people, you know, if I'm talking about battle and all that kind of thing. But like when I'm in the session, I'm dancing from the space of like
healing.
Yes, 100%.
Wow.
And like that's the energy that I put into the session, because I feel like it's second nature for me to do. So why would I not do that? Why would I not put that in? And like what we were talking about before about just like my approach to freestyle is like, when you fully trust in your freestyle, you fully trust in your intuition, trust in yourself, and whatever energy is being emitted by everyone else and everything around you. So yeah, that's what hood is.
That's
so
sick,
I want to know.
That's super fresh.
Yeah, I want to know what, like how you really came up with that character.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people rush into creating the character. It took me, I think like, maybe like 6, I'm thinking like 8 years to come up with hood.
Right.
And I had names before that too. I went from Crisis to Animal to Maniac, and they were all phases of my life, but they never stuck because I was like, nah, I think I'm just trying too hard. Like I'm exploring it. Like I think you need to know when you're actually exploring shit and when something's like solidified. and actually you.
Yeah,
you know,
you will feel it too.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
like, I resonate.
Yeah, 100%,
It just feels natural.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like, what was that for you?
Well,
What
just
was that?
even saying the word Izza just sounds powerful to me. When I hear my
It's
name,
kind of like I am.
yeah, and I actually use the back of it, IZZAKING.
Yeah,
I see myself as a king. I don't really tell anybody that.
Yeah.
But some people.
It was in your name at one point, though, wasn't it?
I changed. I think because one of your students' name is
Izza.
so I was like, at the jam, just make me IZZAKING.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
So
That's still
yeah,
fire,
it took
though.
me a
That's
while
ownership.
too. I didn't know my name for a while, man, and it's probably only been like nearly 2 years since I've had that name, and it started off as well when Pepito was my mentor for a while. He was like, bro, you need a name. And I was like, no one's given me one. So I was actually kind of like going back and forth with him with names.
Oh, dope.
And he was like, no, Izza's fresh, but you need an acronym for it. And he gave me an example of his.
Fuck, do you remember it?
It's
Damn, I didn't
it's-
actually know that he had an acronym for it.
Yeah,
That's
it's fucking sick. It's something like oh fuck man.
Don't
Something.
butcher it. You're gonna be pissed, bro. If you
All I
don't
know is
butcher
the last is the T and the O at the end is like throw down obsession. Like
Ooh.
I don't want
That
to butcher.
bro.
Yeah, it's fucking sick.
Damn, Peter, we're gonna have to
but
have you back on him.
Yeah, you've had him on here?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick. I gotta check that out.
Yeah, nothing's gonna be out until Jan.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So we're just working on it
Cool.
right now.
Yeah, so because he was telling me as well about the alter ego, and like how Beyonce has Sasha Pierce as well because it's healthy.
Yes.
Breaking is such a masculine, egotistical fucking dance.
Yeah.
You can't take that with your family, with your girl. You know what I mean? So you need to extract yourself.
Yes.
Your breaking life because
Yes.
we've been through this. Dancing is not everything about
Yes.
life, you know.
Yeah.
And I tap into that when I need to. The Izza, right? So yeah, I can't. It's not as crazy as your story, but
It's
essentially
fresh,
I
bro.
needed something to be my alter ego, and how I see myself when I need to dig deep.
Yeah.
And kill it, you
Yeah.
know. So
Yeah,
that's when I
fuck yeah,
use
bro.
it. But right now, you know, when I'm here, I'm
Yeah.
Isaac.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's what a lot of people get, especially in Krump, when I was growing up in it anyway, is like people only see you as that guy on the dance floor.
Yeah.
And they end up being so intimidated by the energy that we emit, or that I emit through my dancing. And I feel like some people still are to an extent. Besides the people that know me.
Yeah, but
you know, and
because
like
they see you only at the jams, and that's when you're tapping into that
Yes,
shit. It's
yes,
just
that's
unfortunate.
what-
I'm like,
yeah.
yo, man, I wish we could hang out another time. But fuck.
Yeah.
I'm not really gonna hear to
Yeah.
talk to many people. Like,
Yeah.
I just want to feed the energy off in the
Yes.
ciphers. You want to talk to me? Let's go to ciphers. Then I get to know you.
Yes. Yeah,
But-
exactly.
On that more outside of dance level, yeah,
Right.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah. Shit, what was I saying, man? Oh yeah,
Sorry,
like people are just like intimidated by that, you know, because they think that's what I am, and I feel like a lot of other dancers too, like that's what they are outside of dance,
Yeah, okay.
you know, and I think people just need to understand that dance is its own thing, and we all bring a unique energy to dance. And that allows us to express ourselves in the most what should be the most authentic way. You know.
I actually find this a really fascinating thing. It might. Sorry if this segues into something else, but like,
Not at all.
especially in breaking, I like to pay attention to the way that people dance because it starts to tell me a lot about them.
100%.
The way they move, how clean they are, the way they express themselves. It tells me what their bedroom looks like. You know what I mean? Like, it tells me so much about you. When I see you dance, you're literally
Do you
telling
do that
me
for? Do you
who
do
you
that
are.
for every other dancer as well, or just for breaking?
Usually just for breaking,
Okay.
but I try not to because I don't understand the foundation enough. I feel like it would be very, I'm not educated in that to speak on it. So like I don't really go there and look. Yeah.
I was
But
going to ask you, what do you
it's
see when you see me? Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I mean, we could.
Yeah, do it. Just do it.
You definitely hold yourself really well, man. It's hard because I already know who you are, so it just kind of defeats the purpose. I'm just saying who you are, then, you know. It kind of makes it hard, but like what I could say is I think all principles are microcosmics of each other, and the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. Is like my favorite saying.
Yeah.
So it's like, if I see you have dirty shoes, you probably don't make your bed, or you don't have a clean car. Like, if you cheat on your girlfriend, I'm not gonna do business with you because you probably cheat on me.
Right.
You know.
I love that shit, bro.
Yeah, and then that's that holistic approach as well.
Yeah.
It's just the way you look at everything in a larger perspective of like the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. So it's really fascinating, and like even looking at people's personalities when they dance. You know, I feel like I have a fiery personality. Yeah. A lot of the times when I dance, but it gets mature, and my dance has definitely been more mature, and I have become more mature. Yeah. Yeah, it's really fascinating to look at.
I feel like it's such a beautiful, like, dance is a reflection of who you are. Yeah. And like legit the life that you live.
As cliche it is, it's very true.
Yeah, it's so true, man. And I think like, not everyone needs to see it in that way, but I feel like if they did and they chose that route of like awareness and seeing dance for more than just the movement, they will be able to grow in ways that they never thought that they could. And that's what we're doing with 1010 and through 1010. And like, it's just so rewarding, you know, just to see other people do that. Like,
bro, you're building people. Like,
yeah, exactly.
That's amazing. That feels so good.
Yeah. And like, I don't say that in a way of like, I'm fucking building people and shit.
No, it feels purposeful.
Like, yes, 100%. And I would say that I'm more of I'm guiding people to build, and I'm giving them the tools so that they can build themselves, you know? And then the building happens and I celebrate that, you know? And I think that, I guess that's where the like life coaching aspect actually comes into it. Like one of our students, he was working 7 days a week, and I was like, bro, you need to chill, you know? Like, there's responsibility and all that kind of thing, but that's the only thing that he knew until we were like, he came to us and he was just saying, you know, like, I don't have a break, like work gets hectic because my boss doesn't like makes fun of me when I'm dancing and all this kind of thing. And it's just like, you can't be in that all the time. And just having a break from it. So now he's like taking days off and doing all this kind of shit. And like, that's the shit that we celebrate just as much as the dance stuff.
Oh, wow.
You know, when you win outside of dance, that's to be celebrated in it.
That's a beautiful community,
you know what I mean?
man.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah,
that's
so
really
that's what, like, that's where we're at with 1010 anyway.
Yeah, that sounds more like a family.
Yeah, we
really
treat
cool.
it like that. Yeah, for sure, bro. And then, just seeing everyone, like, get down and improve and, like, you know, open up their creativity, open up their mind, like their endurance, and, you know, being at the session and just going hard rather than, like, even just something as small as, like, knowing when, you would know this, knowing when someone's thinking about doing something or doing a move in the cypher. You're like, come on, man.
Yeah, you faking that.
Yeah. Like, what is the purpose of you doing that move when you're just thinking about it? You ain't even dancing for real then.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So like, us seeing our students do that shit and just like break down their walls of, you know, whatever things that they have going on within them is just the dopest shit. And I think that more, like, street dance has the opportunity to do that way more, but there's people like yourself that are taking on the responsibility of doing that through their own medium.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Wow. I agree, man. Like, it's like a medicine, right? So when this guy working 7 days a week and his boss is teasing him, and now he goes back, he goes to the lab with you guys and he's like letting it all out.
Yeah.
And it's therapeutic for him. And you create that space, you know.
Yeah.
That's what dancing was like for me as well. And I still revert back to that as a medicine all the time.
So do you break that, like when you're, let's say, when you're training for battles, do you draw from that, or like what's your approach when you're preparing for battles versus when you're at a session?
Well, it just comes down to my intentions when I'm at a session. It's like, first of all, is this going to be a medicine session for me? Am I training for something?
I think that's so important to have the attention.
100%. Like, so like
in anything you do, but especially at a session, if you want to get the most out of it.
Every time, man, I always have an intention before I get down. And it could be like, is it a place to just explore?
Yes.
Is it a place to lab, or is it a place to like get better and drill my stuff, or to practice getting for battles? Because the elements of battling, it's like, okay, you want to work on your arsenal.
Yeah.
And you need to know how to get in and out of it in any kind of situation.
Yeah.
But then you also need the soul, you know? And that soul, I feel like working on that soul is when you are just letting it all out. You know, like how your mate comes down to the lab and he just lets it out.
Yeah.
He's doing all this creative stuff. He's letting his soul out, man.
Yeah.
And that's the soul. And you still need that in the battles.
Yes. 100%.
You're showing your true self. You know, it's almost, I don't know how you want to say it, but like, maybe it's like a weapon, okay? So you have your arsenal, you have your weapons, but you're here to fight, you know? And then you can pull out whichever weapon you want, whenever you're ready, right? But you're just going off instincts.
Yeah.
You know? You might not even use any of your weapons, man. You might
Bro,
just
the
say,
amount of times that I've labbed on material and like had killers and shit, and I just don't end up using them. But you need to be okay with that too, because that's not what the moment's asking for.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah,
so you need to learn when to pull the trigger on certain things, or just to go with your gut feeling, right? You gotta go with your instincts, instinctual. What was the question? Like going to like how I practice for battles?
Versus just
it's completely different, bro.
Yeah,
it's completely different. Like I'm training sets in the morning. Like I mean, if I was to train for a battle, for example, the Olympics, first thing I do when I wake up, you know, I do my morning routine. And then I have some breakfast, and then I go through my mobility training. And depending on what time of the week that is, like on Monday, I might spend 20 minutes of mobility in the morning. But by Friday, my body's a lot more sore. I'm spending almost 2 hours of mobility in the morning. And then I go and then I do my battle rounds. And I go through all my sets and stuff like that. But I don't forget the soul in it. I don't even, like, if I go through my sets, like I only just started doing sets because for me, it's good to have the arsenal. Yeah. I like to just freestyle a lot. I'm very freestyle orientated for most breakers. Yeah. Comparing to them. Oh, and yeah, for sure. Yeah, right. And I just need to know when, like, I just want to be prepared, right? Yeah. So then I practice my sets, and sometimes I don't even do it. Depends on the moment with the music. Then I would do like, that would be the morning session. I would train like 3 to 4 times a day, bro.
That's crazy.
And then I work out. I make sure I do my cardio as well. And then I would do 1 or 2 more dancing sessions as well. And then work out, recover, sauna, stretch. I have like a track. I track my training, and then I also would be like, okay, how many hours did I do of dancing this week? How many hours of workout, recovery? And then I have notes, okay, why was I being a bit short with my power moves? Oh, my wrist was sore. Okay, now I know. And I'm collecting this data, not because of some ego thing, oh, look, I did 20 hours of training this week. It's just to know what my body's going to feel like on a certain day. Because I also mark how my body feels. Like I rate myself out of it 6. I rate myself from a 0 out of 10 every single day when I start tracking my training. And also I write down the intensity of my training. The intensity is really important as well. Because if I go 100% one day, the next day I'm not going to go 100%. Yes. I need to balance it and then strategize what I'm actually training that day. Because I also need to practice my freezes. Right. I need to practice my drops. I know also, the labbing, your power moves and your spins. Yeah. The footwork texts, footwork freestyling, and so on. Yeah. So you have to kind of make sure you're touching ticking all of those
Oh,
boxes, maintaining it, not burning out.
Have you ever reached burnout?
All the time.
Yeah?
All the time. I would say especially when I get to a competitions, I'll probably have like 1 or 2 days of a week that I just burn out.
What
and
is
I
like
get better
that
at
for
it.
you? Like just completely just like flopping on
Drained,
the
bro.
couch?
Yeah, I'm dragging myself. I'm having like 6 coffees. But then I listen to my body and then I'm like, okay, hang on a second. Yeah, okay, so on Friday my body's pretty beat up, huh? Okay, why don't I do my sauna session, the recovery session in the morning first, and then I give myself time to heal, and I'll just have 1 session at nighttime, you know? And then I'm trying to like, I'm getting better and better, and I keep learning more and more about myself, because data is really important.
Yeah.
And so I can be consistent, and then I drop the intensities on certain days so I can like maintain the consistency, you know? But because power moves are so demanding, I could only do them 3 to 4 times a week. I'll do it every day, but when I focus on it, you know, exactly. Then it's also extremely important to practice, to go out in nature, whatever like rejuvenates you.
Yes.
I love going out to nature or to socialize with friends, and a big part of my recovery is actually having dinner with my crew. Like it's religious for me.
Yeah.
Like twice a week, I'll have dinner with my crew after training, just because I know that actually brings down my parasympathetic nervous system, which is a way to recover. You have your sympathetic parasympathetic. I don't know if you know about
stress.
that. Yeah. So it's really important to know how to mellow down, and I do a lot of breath work. And
sick.
I do a lot, bro.
Yeah, you do, but it's
forever, bro.
I love that shit, man. Because
I'm obsessed with being my best version of myself, and whatever I want to do, I want to be the best at it, right? So I always put my eggs in one basket every time when I'm doing something, because the man who chases 2 rabbits catches none. So
yeah, for
don't
sure.
want to,
you don't want to be that guy.
spread myself thin.
Yeah. I feel you on that, man. I love that you have like a whole regime for your training. Like for me,
But feeling is really important. You gotta listen to your body first.
Yes.
And then, you know, maybe 100%. I was supposed to do my sets, but I was like, yo, my body is wrecked. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow, and then I can do this today.
Yeah. Totally. You need a... And I think that's something that's so like powerful about just dance in general. Like you have to adapt. You have to learn how to adapt.
Yeah.
Regardless of whether that means in training. Because like, bro, now...
Battling.
Yeah, exactly. Especially that. Fuck. Like, you need to learn how to adapt to that, because not every battle is going to be the same.
Yeah.
You need to know how to read your opponent and what they're actually going for, what sort of battle it is.
The DJ.
Yeah, exactly.
Music you can get off that. The judges. Unfortunately, like, if you want to win a jam, you actually need to look at the judges. Because I'll go to some jams, I'm like, I have no chance, because I know this judge doesn't fuck with my style. Every time. Like, maybe it's a negative thing that I put in my head. Yeah, you know, I was like,
but I think it's so true though, because I see that, I've seen it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we all do.
Like, yeah, exactly. Here, fucking anywhere.
So I've learned not to put pressure on myself when it comes to these things, because breaking or dance battles are so subjective, bro.
Yeah, they're so subjective.
So you're not getting compared by like someone running a running race. Okay, he clearly finished the finish line before you.
Yeah.
There's none of that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And especially like, fuck bro, in these Olympic jam, like I went to a jam in Sydney and I lost this jam and I was like, bro, this guy's just doing power moves and spins, no musicality.
Wow.
He's not even directing his stuff to me. They're like, I see you got no knowledge, bro, about breaking. And I was on point and I was killing the beat and I was like, how the fuck did I lose?
Yeah.
You know, that's going to happen all the time. And then there'll be cases where you're like, how did I win?
Yeah. But it's actually so unfortunate that that's the case, because like, I feel like gone are the days where people can just out-style someone. You know? I feel like, me personally, like, I work on that side of, like, depending on who I battle. But if I know someone's just like textbook Krump, I will make sure that I out-style that person.
Okay.
You know? And that
Like
to
you
me,
showed
that's
me
already that to me is already a major dub. So even if people think that he won or he like kills off or whatever, I'm like, bro, you ain't got like one of the core pieces of the puzzle. So yeah, man, I think it's very important to know how to approach dance, and I think that's one of the biggest things that it's given me. And I think the only way that I could receive that lesson from it or that message from it is like opening my awareness to it, you know. My question to you though is like, did you have a question?
I was gonna say, how did you open your awareness to it? But
I let my shield down, bro. I put my shield down.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You got vulnerable.
Yeah. Just with myself, obviously. Cause yeah, like being, I've said it in my raps before as well. Like I've been hiding from my truth and what's within me, but I'm using my dance to hide, and I'm using my emceeing to hide. Even though like authenticity comes out of both of them, I'm like I was sharing to you off camera before, like I attached myself to those things so much that was all I knew, and I didn't fully understand who Ian was.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. So now,
Yeah.
like I basically just live by.
Your true identity. Your identity is not attached to your art.
Yes.
That's what you're saying.
Yes.
Like, who are you without anything? If you lost everything, who are you?
Yeah.
You should know that.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people don't actually know that.
Yeah, 100%.
And I didn't know that for like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And when I actually knew who I was without anything, that's when like I was super confident in who I was, and I just felt invigorated.
How did you come to that point? Because to actually answer your question, I think it was your question anyway.
No, we just
like Nadia kept telling me she's been such a help, man. Like just having that constant reminder, that constant reflection of just like, you're good just being you. Like what's it called? Detach from your identity as hood. You don't have to be that all the time. You know, because sometimes I'm for sure, like I know for sure that I would have come home as that guy. You know, not as like the aggro or anything like that, but just holding that energy.
Yeah, I'm the crumpler.
Yeah. Yes. 100%. And yeah, just not healthy.
Yeah, it's definitely not. It's amazing that you have someone like Nadia in your life, like not just as a spouse or partner, but like someone to be like, who are you, bro?
Yeah,
you know?
bro, she's been fucking me up, but in the best way ever.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
That's amazing. My true friends tell me what I don't want to hear.
Yes.
That's how I know who my true friends are.
Yeah. That
in
part.
my circle, bro.
Yeah.
That's good.
Fuck yeah.
That's fucking good.
So yeah, how did you like come to that point?
Yeah, like, you know, I think I was very like outcome orientated a lot of the times. And then when things didn't go your way, you know, you really beat yourself up. And then, like I said, I have true friends who would, you know, I'll talk to in council. It's really important to have friends as well. You know, you need someone to talk to.
Yeah, totally.
It was actually one of my best friends, Camille, and we talk a lot about dancing and business a lot. We're like the same person, and we had these real deep convos. I had one with him last night, and he was like, "Yo, who are you?" And I didn't know, and he just kept asking me the same thing: "Who are you, bro? Who are you? If you had nothing, like in your life, dancing was gone." No money, no support from anything. Like, who are you? And I was like, who do I see myself as? And I had to ask that question for a couple of days, and then I realized who I actually am and who I see myself as. And I believe I'm an A player at everything that I do. Everything I touch turns to gold, and that's how I see myself as. You know?
I love that, bro.
Yeah.
That's fire.
I think when I asked the question on IG, Nadia asked me, she's like, who are you? Or something like that. On one of the questions,
Damn.
I did like a question thing on IG,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was like, yo, any questions? And she's like, who are you? I was like, yo, that's fucking deep, but okay, let's go.
Yeah, man. And yeah,
I love that.
It's been such a
People
crazy.
challenge you, man.
Yeah, it's been such a crazy journey, especially this year actually. So many like revelations, just especially around dance, you know, especially around dance. And just like because I am an artist, like understanding my position and how can I say it? Like how I interact with those things and like reworking my relationship with them. So like this whole year has really been reworking my relationship with myself and with everything around me, every other person, even like the home that I'm in, you know what I mean? And it's like, it's such a necessary thing to do, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like life's not just about dancing, right?
Yeah.
I think we were talking about this. Yeah, you're talking about like you want to work on relationships with other people that you have. You want to work on your health. Yeah. Have you heard of Ty Lopez ever say the 4 pillars of life? I totally live by that, man. Health.
What is it?
Wealth, love, and happiness. Yeah. And I do focus on that, and it's in order as well.
Health, wealth, love, happiness.
Yeah.
Dope. I like that.
Yeah, man. It's yeah.
What
Just stick by that, and like sometimes things will drop.
Yeah,
within
for
like
sure.
maybe in your love life, but then you'll work on your wealth. And I'm not just talking about finance, I'm talking about abundance.
Yeah.
And you know, you're constantly every day battling to raise them all up. It might just go up by +2, one will drop by like -1, but that's okay. Like you're still working on all of those.
Yeah, you gotta continuously EQ that shit. Man.
Yeah, for sure. But I prioritize health over everything, man. Because without your body, the vehicle, yeah. Because you can change the content in your mind by your movement and body.
Yeah.
You know, with your body,
yeah.
with being healthy. You can't really have a healthy mind with an unhealthy body, bro.
I like that.
And the abundance comes from your mind.
Yeah, for sure. Amen to that, man.
Yeah, bro. Shit.
Shit, I feel like it's been so potent, bro. This whole
yeah, we can keep going, man.
Is there anything that you feel like you want to touch on?
Not necessarily. I mean,
how do you?
What are you curious about with me? Because it's kind of hard for me to like see myself outside and be like, yo, what are people genuinely curious about? Right. I do get asked a lot about battling and training a lot.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what most people are drawn to me.
When
like out of curiosity. What could I say about it?
Maybe I'll ask you this question. What do you think about the Perth community right now?
Well, it's tough, man, because Perth is small, bro. It's an isolated city. It's a town. That's why we call it T-town, you know? So there's not a lot of opportunity.
It's a big town.
You know? I think we were talking about this as well, but like, I don't expect anyone to support me, in a sense, like outside of my scene. But if you're complaining about other people, like, what are you doing about it?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, for sure.
But I feel like it's there is a responsibility that's been put onto me and my crew to be able to raise the next generation. I'm not going out of my way so much, but I am creating something, like I said, I think, I don't know if it was on camera or off camera, for that.
It was off camera.
And, you know, responsibility gives you purpose, bro, for sure. Like, in most men, they don't have purpose because they don't know what their responsibility is. And this has given me a form of purpose. I have a prodigy student. He's like 9 years old.
Sick.
Like one that you really just take under your wing, and he trains with me for an hour, and then after he trains with me, my crew comes and we all train together.
Jeez, where do you guys train?
We mostly train at Keenan and Teju's house.
Yeah.
You've seen with the fairy lights.
South Perth?
No, in Bayswater.
Oh, so they moved.
Yeah, exactly. That's where we mostly train. A lot of the times, it sucks now, man. But I don't mind training by myself because what I like about Perth, bro, is that I don't get influenced by anyone. I actually genuinely see myself as someone who has a different style. Like if you make me a shadow, you could identify my style, who I am. And same with Keenan. I think Keenan's like probably a really stylish dude in my crew. And like if you cast away his body and you see his shadow, you know who that is. And the thing
I've always loved his style.
Yeah.
Because it's you, Taiju,
Zin, Journey, Jaffrey. Journey's another one as well.
Who's
Zin. I don't know if you've seen him, but yeah, you would have seen him. He's like an Asian
Is he
dude.
from here?
Yeah. He always wears white. I always wear white actually.
Does he always wear a bucket hat?
Yeah. Bucket
Okay.
hat or a beanie.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Now. Yeah.
He
But yeah, I feel like all of y'all have like major flavor.
Yes.
Like major flavor.
Yes.
Every
that's what
time I see
love.
it, like I love seeing you, especially like obviously Jenny and Jaffrey aren't here, but like every time I see you, Keenan or Taiju throw down, I'm just like, I don't know if anybody appreciates what's happening right now. You know what I mean? Like because it's not easy to be so stylish and stick with that. I feel like that in Krump.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because everyone's a certain way.
Yeah, that's true.
They
You're
execute
very stylish,
everything in a certain way and all that kind of shit, and I'm just like,
I'll be honest. I'm not like being a people pleaser, but I love watching you crumping. I don't watch many other people, but I like to watch you for sure, bro. I learn a lot from you just watching you. But like I was saying as well,
actually, I steal your drops, bro.
So go on, bro. We're in a different lane. Yeah, because here's the thing about my crew. Actually, my crew, we're like really independent dudes, bro, coming together, and that's why. That's what we like, and that's how we see each other, and that's how we actually got into a crew. We're all just like really off dudes that come together. You know, like we're very misfits dudes.
What's SOS stand for?
Doesn't really have an acronym. We always fuck with the acronym, but it stands for because we're so isolated, right?
Right.
But slashing other souls.
Sick.
But anyway, yeah. Anyways, let
it.
me tell you why as well. What helps my crew be so independent is because we're not influenced by the external so much. Because we are so isolated, bro. We only have ourselves to be influenced by.
Right.
Everyone in Sydney looks the same. Or if you go to anywhere else in these major countries, they all look the same because they're all influenced on themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then when we come out there, we look like a sore thumb, bro.
Right.
Like we stick out like a sore thumb. Like people are just like, yo, you guys are fresh because we're different.
Yeah.
Because we're only influenced by ourselves. We go out there, we make damage, and we come back and hide out.
Yeah.
I like that shit.
Yeah,
I like
that's
that mentality.
Yeah.
So it's actually a really good thing, and you learn more about yourself. You're not waiting for the external to motivate you. You actually spend more time with yourself. You know, not getting distracted by what everyone else is doing.
Right.
It's like,
do you watch footage?
My footage. I don't watch anyone else.
Yeah.
I try not to. Yeah, I really don't.
Because it ends up being the same thing that you're talking about.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Sure.
And if you, like I was saying, bring something new to the table, bro. If you want to be respected, it will come. People will let you know. They're like, because you brought something new to the table. If you end up biting people, you know deep down in yourself, like, you're not proud of that. You know what I mean? You don't have the you won't have the confidence to show that because you know it comes from someone else.
Ooh.
You know, you can be inspired, but you shouldn't take, bro. You know, and I think that's why, you know, I have a lot of pride in like the way that I dance because it really is who I am.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
And because I am in an isolated city, it's actually a beautiful thing. The only downside is the lack of experience. That's the only downside, but you can
like as in like going out there and
doing so I think it would be good to like what I did in South America is I went there for 6 months and I just stayed there. I didn't actually get to battle a lot. The intention was to battle a lot. I just went on a bad season, but I was training with like some high level dudes, and I think that's what you should do, and that's what I like to do. I've been doing that every year since 2018. Maybe I missed a year, but I would go for months to another country and train with them.
Yeah.
And we kind of share.
Yeah.
And I learn a lot from them. They learn a lot from me, and it's beautiful. And then you can speak the same language, bro. when you dance, you
Oh.
speak a universal language. That's amazing. People don't understand that.
Yeah.
I can go to another country and sleep on someone's couch.
Yeah.
What other culture does that, bro?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't
for
even know
real.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Facts.
It's
That's
beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
So, I mean, in terms of what I think about the Perth culture, yeah, that's the plus side of it. I feel like COVID really fucked us up, bro. But we should be building from that. There's people like yourself that's doing it. I think people over East are very curious about breaking, like what the scene's like here. I'm speaking from breaking.
Yeah.
And hopefully we will host a jam soon and we'll have some dudes over East coming through.
Sick.
But it's just like,
When will that be?
me and Teju have a lot of things going on at the moment, and I don't like to rush things. We would rather do things like really dope and properly if we're gonna do a jam.
Yeah.
Hopefully
sure.
next year. I don't know if I'll be in Perth. But
Like
yeah.
living?
Yeah, because I might
Yeah.
move again.
Ah.
I'll be moving again. So I don't know yet where,
Sick.
but I will be.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's dope. I think.
I didn't answer your question what I think about the culture because I don't really have that much of an opinion because I'm kind of everyone's
Just
doing
doing
their
your
own
own
thing.
thing.
I hope there are leaders or
Well,
people who are taking a responsibility.
Maybe let's narrow that down. When you go to an All Stars jam,
Right.
where do you think? What's your observation?
You know, when I'm going to a jam, bro, I'm not even thinking about anybody else. Like, people lack battle experience and confidence, for sure.
I feel like
think
that's
that's a Perth thing.
That's actually the main one, and I think it is going back to your point about like traveling and actually experiencing the culture in
Yeah.
different cities.
People need to go out, bro.
Yeah,
You need
have
to. And bring it
especially
back.
if you want to get better.
Yeah, because it's not the training that gets you better, bro. Battling is a game of confidence.
Yeah, facts. For
So
sure.
you swim with the big fish, you'll be pretty confident coming back to Perth in the pond.
Yeah, it's so true.
Yeah.
That's why we're actually like working to bring a select few of our students to LA next year.
Sick.
Yeah, that's the plan anyway, because that's
Yeah.
obviously the mecca, you know. So like, where else better to
Yes.
go? And like, we were thinking about it too. Like, we're in a space of like, basically feeding ourselves first. Because I've always like, man, since 15 or 16, I've been hosting events. I've been flying motherfuckers out. Everything out of my own pocket. No funding, no help, no nothing. And like, only this year, Nadia was like, we were supposed to bring Outrage down here. Shout out to the homie. He's on Daddy Yankee tour right now.
Okay. Shout out.
But yeah, we were just like, man, why not just do that differently? So we'll fly to LA and just get all the training when we're in LA, rather than flying one person out for like a ridiculous amount of money, staying with them for X amount of dollars, and then not really receiving as much as we could if we were going to LA.
Boom. And the experience you're getting, you're winning.
Yeah.
You're winning, bro. Like you're,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, it's smart. Good.
Yeah.
That's what you should be doing. I think
Yeah.
so too.
And I think on a financial level, it just makes way more sense as well, because we're not having to necessarily cater to a guest that's here. We don't have to host and blah blah blah. And one of our other main goals is to like just give back to that Australian community, in the sense of like flying those people down here instead.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
What's the Krump scene like in Australia?
it's dope, bro. There's so many different like
Is it on the
different.
same tip as LA, America?
In what sense?
Level, like quality.
Oh, quality's definitely there. I think Australia is just one of those countries that have always like just been slept on. And I think it is another thing of like, people don't travel as much because Australia is so far
Yeah.
away, you know, money's tight and all that kind of thing. But
Mhm.
like, if you really want it, you know, you'll make it happen. But yeah, like each city has its own feel, and like, you know, how they run their community and what they what's the word, like how they, like what they love about Krump the most. Like I feel like Brisbane's a very, like a lot of them are like quite, like they're really strong in their Krump, obviously. But then there's also Sydney, which is like battle hungry motherfuckers, man. Like they're just battling all the time. You know, that's more of what they do. And then Melbourne's kind of just like a melting pot, but like they're always doing fresh shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Bro,
Yeah,
that actually, that's the same as breaking.
Yeah, they're always
It's
doing
so-
like fresh shit, you know, whether it be like different concepts or, you know, like I wouldn't even say there's like a specific style for each city, because when I go to these cities there's just so many different people in Krump, and I think it's such a unique style that like it allows the person to really be seen in it, with their like whatever their physique is, you know, style and everything like that. Like we obviously take from everywhere, but we make it our own. That's what I feel, and I've experienced from being all around Australia. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's actually quite similar to breaking. That's pretty
Yeah,
crazy.
right.
Wow, I wonder what it is. Hey.
I don't know, man. To be honest, I actually think it's just the energy of the city.
Yeah, probably.
You know what I mean? Like the actual fucking ether of the city.
Yeah.
That makes it like that. Cause like when I see,
You're right. I think
yeah,
you're right.
because like when I see Perth, I actually think that like some of the dancers in Perth, I guess I'll just speak for my Krump community, not the Krump community as a whole in Perth, but like we got style, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and then, you know, like even just being an observer of like the scene here for you guys, like you guys are at the top and you guys are the most stylish motherfuckers out there, you know? And even if you're looking at the OGs, like look at Pepito, for example, and he's just always been that,
Right.
you know, like he's always like held his own. He's so fucking fresh. Like he doesn't even need to do a power move and he's killing people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah.
dumb, bro. And I feel like also, I think Sydney on a battle level, like they have their sets, and like, well, not all of them, because there's a lot of new gen that are coming up. Like in every state, there's just it's just like overrun basically by new gen. All the vets are kind of have taken a step down, or there's maybe like one or two of them that are still active, but even then they're not like labbing. You know,
right.
they're not labbing as if they were like 6 years in.
Yeah.
Because all the vets in my generation been doing it for 15 plus years already.
Yeah.
So we're just enjoying it for the therapeutic side and you know, the community and having everyone around and stuff like that. But yeah, Sydney's super heavy on like having labbed material, kill-offs and stuff like that.
Okay.
There's one guy that came from the Philippines that's in Melbourne now, Hat Truck, and he's like a kill-off machine. He's tricky, he plays with hats all the time and all that kind of shit. And I would love to battle someone like that. Because again, like if I went to battle, like already thinking about it, it's like, how would I approach that battle?
Okay.
I would just get straight from. I would show him that I can do hat shit.
Yeah.
But like I believe that my get off is the tightest in Australia.
Okay.
So owning that, that's what I would do. You know
Of
what I mean?
course.
Like
Stick to
my
your
Krump.
strengths.
My Krump's so like I know myself in Krump so much. I don't even need material. And I can still, like I was saying before, like if I can kill someone with freestyle, I'm 10 times better.
That's the best.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
will I come labbed? Yeah, I will, but I probably won't end up using it.
Yeah.
Because I know that I don't need to. Because
Okay.
I see so many like loopholes and blah blah blah, and like I'm not like I'll perform, but my way of performing in a battle isn't to be flashy, because that's not me. So why would I do it?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
So are you more cipher orientated when it comes to battling? When it comes to like crumping, like at a jam?
Like me personally?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
I would say I'm more of a session dancer.
Yeah, same here. Exactly.
I love the energy that gets put into it, and
I could go all fucking day, bro.
Yeah,
like
same.
Yeah.
And it just allows me to express myself and explore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that's such an important part of the session that battles don't have.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Because you only get one shot.
Yeah.
And it's like...
Unless you're, for us anyway, unless you're in a street battle. So like I've recently had a battle with one of my homies from Melbourne. Did a podcast and everything too. But like, we could have gone so many more rounds. I think we went 4 or 5, which is still a good amount of rounds. Especially because like if it's a street battle, we usually dance for like 2 minutes each round, which is a lot of dancing.
Yeah.
But yeah, like let's say like in my head, I was sharing with him too, like if someone comes super loud and there is no time limit on the battle, I'm pushing them until they have no more material. And then I'll be like,
yeah,
where's your shit?
Drag him into the deep end, bro.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And I think like that's always the approach that I've always like tapped into, in a sense.
That's crazy, bro. I resonate so much with that.
Yeah.
That's exactly like my approach as well.
Cause like, it's like.
But I always, I don't know about you, man, but I always go. It's super intimidating.
Yeah.
I feel like one of my strengths is like I'm courageous. You know, like
same.
I'm fucking scared, but I the reason
because
why
you don't
I'm
know what's
courageous
gonna come out though
is because I'm scared. Yeah, but like I always call out the biggest dude in the room or the biggest name. I'm ready to learn. I'm ready to go to war. Like that's my mentality, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I fuck with that, bro. I resonate a lot with that. It's like let's go to the deep end.
Yeah, exactly, man. And sometimes, bro, and the crazy thing is, I've even seen it so often. It's like people can't hang there.
Right.
They can't swim there. So like, you know, in Krump when we have like initiations or like cages, which is like people, like 2 or more people battling one person.
Right.
That's what we're doing. But for me anyway, that's my approach.
Okay.
It's like, what do you have when you have nothing?
Right.
Where is your freestyle actually at? Because at the end of the day, like...
That's the most important element, bro.
Yeah, exactly. And the crazy thing is, bro, like, I feel like a lot of street dancers, they don't actually freestyle.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm just like, you say that you're a freestyler though.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, you're obviously not training.
A lot of battlers, bro, don't freestyle, man.
I know,
it's crazy.
I know, that's the crazy thing. And like, I get that that's potentially like the difference between being in a session and being in a battle. Like you come prepared and rah, rah, rah. But I don't know, I've always been like a purist in that sense of, if I'm in a culture, I just want to do the purest shit that I can possibly stay true to the culture for. Because I'm a visitor in this shit.
Yeah.
You know?
So most of the time you go in with no intentions when you battle.
I'll have motives.
What's a motive?
It could be, for example, like what I mentioned before. So in Krump you have material, like you have concepts, and then you have material or ideas, and then a motive would be, I'm gonna kill this person off. Right. My motive would be, I'm gonna get beefy with that person. Yeah, so it's like my approach.
Okay.
But it can always change. It can change per round.
That's fucking sick.
Yeah, it can change per round because.
See, I never had a word for that.
Yeah, right.
For real, I was like,
because
what's my approach?
Yeah.
But like the motive.
The motive,
I like
that. What's your motive?
I'm gonna dig into that.
Yeah, do it, bro. Because I feel like that's where that's where the fire comes in. Like the fun comes into it, you know, because you're not just battling to win now. You're battling because you're playing your cards.
But your dance will be completely different, bro.
Yes.
Every motive.
Yes. Wow. And that's why also, like, when I see people dance rounds, it's like, bro, you're approaching the round the same, you're doing the same shit in the round, your structure's the same, whatever. Whereas for me, when I have a motive, I get to talk to you in different ways because a conversation never stays the same.
Wow, yeah,
right?
yeah, of course.
And you have to adapt to the conversation.
See, here's another fucking thing. With these dudes doing sets, bro, you're not having a conversation. They're not reading it. Like, they're not reading what's going on, bro, right?
Yes.
And it's so fucking frustrating when
so
you have to call
bro.
someone out and that's what happens. You left disappointed, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is they think that they're giving you everything, which they have in a sense, but when you don't have that conversation element, you're not actually talking to each other through your dancing.
No shit. It's like one person saying this, one person saying this, and it's like, what? There's no feel, there's no build off.
No.
I have I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Is like, whenever you had beef with someone and you called someone out, it doesn't necessarily have to be beef, but someone who like intimidated you, I don't know. You call someone out.
Yeah.
What is your relationship with that person after you call them out?
Usually it's all good.
Like, better than before? Because man, I feel like so much. I feel like I go to war with someone, and when I go against someone, like I go through something hard with you.
Yeah.
Like there's this level of respect that we have each other because we just went through something.
Yes.
You know, and it's
sure.
really special that I had that with that person.
Yes.
Right. Even if I fucking like called you out, bro.
Yeah.
There's respect for each other.
Yes. That's what it should be.
Yeah.
Not everyone can get there though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for example, what I was talking about, calling out the homie, like in Perth, you know, calling out his whole crew or whatever.
Right.
Is like, I would want to have a better relationship with that person.
Yeah.
My goal is always to be healthy in my relationships anyway.
Of course.
Like,
there's things that need to be settled, bro. You need to have the hard conversations.
Yeah, like fuck being in a battle, putting everything into it and going hard on a motherfucker, killing him off or whatever. But then them not even receiving that beating either. That's already another part that would get me frustrated, not let alone the aftermath of that, which should be healthier and a healthier outcome.
It should be.
It should be. But a lot of people, I mean, like you were saying before, like street dance in general, I think is just it's a healthy way of expressing your ego, right? People twist that narrative, in my opinion, and they only stick to their ego after the battle.
Right,
and that's when it gets unhealthy and it doesn't actually allow whoever's in a part of the battle to move forward, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, especially like if I call someone out,
you need to leave it there.
Yeah, definitely leave it on the floor. If I call someone out, again, I have motives. If someone's like talking smack, then my rounds will be around, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Why are you talking smack?
They should be able to pick that up, but like,
yes.
Let's see.
But again, that ends up being awareness, and also it's like, who are your mentors? Who the fuck are you learning from?
Yeah.
Because your mentors might not actually be tight, and they might not have the awareness that a battle is actually a conversation, and you need to know how to respond in the conversation.
Right.
So yeah, man, that's a good question though.
Yeah, bro.
I think sometimes from some experiences, it's been healthier. Some experiences, it's kind of stayed the same. Mm-hmm. Like we'll be civil and shit, but I've still felt that underlying like, fuck me, you know.
Right. Okay.
For acting that way or whatever. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. Because I love it, and I.
Yeah, I love battles that are of that nature, because it also forces the other person to talk their shit too. You know, and like I always see a battle as, like as cliche as it sounds, like iron sharpens iron, but in the more raw, unfiltered way. Yeah. Of just like really talking your shit, allowing yourself to go wherever you need to go. And sometimes people don't even know how to do that either, you know? But yeah, man, battles are dope. Yeah. They're fucking dope. Especially if they're done properly.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, man.
But yeah, man, fuck. I love the culture, man. And I think, like, you know, I've always been an advocate for it in the way of it being holistic, you know, in nature. And like, man, just imagine how different the world would be if everyone was a dancer. I always think about that.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Maybe not every dance style, but I think if they were, it would just be a healthier world in general, because people have an actual outlet to express their emotion.
That's it, bro.
Let alone physical fitness and creativity. And like I always say, dance is the epitome of like exercise.
Absolutely.
Because it's actually flexing every aspect of our being.
And your proprioception, like balancing, coordination.
Yes, exactly. That's all activating.
When you're an old ass person, you fall down, like you got coordination to get.
Old ass person, like.
Yeah, exactly.
Freezing.
Even shit like trauma helps you with that.
Yeah.
It's helped me a lot with that. Just everything.
When you get, I love that you brought that up, because I was actually going to ask you this, like, because I use Krump so much for that therapeutic purposes and stuff like that. When you get into, like, what states have you gone into that allow you to, like, oh no, that's the wrong way of asking it. How have you used dance to help you with that?
Trauma?
Yes.
Wow. Well, I believe, man, like, the antithesis of trauma is dancing, bro. Like, there's the best way to be able to express yourself, because you can scream on top of a mountain. If you've ever done that, it feels fucking amazing. You could go for a run, sure, that feels amazing. You could work out and stuff, that all feels amazing. Play sports and so on, and sing. But dancing has so many levels to it, bro.
Yes, it does.
You can, like, not just your hands, not just the like going down to the ground, not just your groove and your bounce, the music, the layers in the music you can express yourself with. Our emotions, bro, like, we're designed to express emotions. Like, we're the only animals 100%. In the kingdom that show the white part in our eye. Did you know that? The only animals,
really?
To constantly expose. Because we're supposed to be signaling to each other, and we have the most facial expressions. Like, we're supposed to. You know what I mean? To be expressing our emotions. And I think dance is the epitome of it, man, of expressing how you want to feel and releasing the negative feelings that you have, because that's what trauma is, right? It's like, it's in a negative emotional reaction from an experience, and you need somewhere to be able to express it, especially when you have to revisit that to heal yourself and change your perspective about it, or to work through it, and etc. So that's what I think about it. It's such an intricate language, dancing, and it can do that for you.
It is, and that's why, like, I can't stand.
It's actually the best.
Yeah, it is. It is the fucking best. It's the shit.
It's the antithesis, bro.
Yeah, it is the shit. And like, to get deeper in that question, have you used emotions like anger and rage in your dancing?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah? Yeah. I would like to see that.
I don't think my best comes out of it, though. My best dancing doesn't come out of it, but it's as medicine if I am angry.
Right.
For sure, definitely. But I also, especially when I was younger, bro. Now I feel like I'm way more mature. I've read a lot more books on emotions. You know how to deal with that. There's less. I have less problems because they're all small things to me now.
Yes.
When it comes to being angry.
Yes.
But yeah, definitely. Like, I do an exercise on my course where it's actually, I talk about emotions, and one of the parts about it is I go through a whole bunch of emotions that I like to experiment with, and it's also to change your approach in dancing. The way you move will be completely different if you use different emotions, and anger is one of them. And you can experiment with this, and you open up a whole new vocabulary.
Yeah, 100%.
By just experimenting with that.
Yeah. I think that's so important. I don't even know, like, whether people do that. I mean, there's obviously people that do, but I think not a lot of people do. And like, that's what I also love about Krump, because it's so like, it's one of the, in my opinion, it's one of the dances that welcomes you to express every emotion in an unfiltered way. Like, we can just throw our arms.
Yeah, so there's the thing with Krumping. I think it suits your dance more. Like, it gives you a better it's a better way to express it. To express anger a lot more.
Like anger and rage for sure. But again, like we always tell our students as well, like if you're feeling some type of way,
let that shit out.
You have to use your emotion and lab with it. Like be with it.
Yeah, exactly. You should take advantage of that shit, bro. That's actually a special thing.
Yeah.
You shouldn't like just put it away. Like take advantage. Like, yo, this is special. When am I ever gonna feel like this again?
Yeah.
What can come out of that?
Yeah.
I mean, the way you look at it.
Yeah, definitely. Because like, you know, we all get potentially like anxious before a battle or nervous before a battle. And like sometimes it might only be that time that you feel those nerves and shit. But for anyone that is like dealing with anxiety and all that kind of thing, it's like move your body with the anxiety.
Yes.
And you'll realize that when you, because like we've had students as well, like they deal with anxiety, especially before a battle, let alone a performance. But battling,
which is a good thing, because
definitely. But like they get so in their head and they get so anxious, and it's just like,
so
man,
when
like,
you say go
train with that emotion,
right?
So that when you feel it, you know you can still dance with that emotion.
Okay.
And then by the time you're in your dancing anyway, you're not feeling that. You're just being in the moment.
Right.
And that's what, it's just fucking powerful to actually dance with and through your emotions. And I think that's such a massive thing in the lab. So I have like 3 main things that I always tell my pupils is like lab, explore in whatever way that is, with your emotions, with your movement, mobility, whatever. Training is the drilling aspect. And then there's just dancing, which is just being free. You don't have to worry about finding new movements or creating new movements or drilling this shit.
Yeah.
But like when you have the dancing, like that's just you honing into the freedom of dancing. And I feel like in battles, there is a lack of freedom because everyone's doing sex.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, you have to think on the spot.
It, man.
Yeah, you have to think on the spot and blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, that's freestyle anyway.
Yeah. Well, I think I said something similar of like how I approach my training, and it's a lot like that.
Yeah.
Those 3 things.
Yeah, right.
Most of the time it's those. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's such a powerful way to, like, I think it's the most improvement generating way of going about your dance journey. Separating the exploration to the training to the freedom of dancing. Because if you're trying to squish all of them in, it might not work, and you might not actually get out what you want from when you're training.
But do you bring them all together?
What do you mean by that?
So you have your drills, you have your lab, and your freestyle.
Like the freedom.
The freedom. Do you put that all in one at one point in time? So for an example, you have a move.
Yeah.
And you're gonna work around that move, that drill move.
Yeah.
Within your freestyle.
Yes.
And you're creating with it.
Yes. Oh yeah, 100%.
Like,
yeah, definitely. I think that's what like.
Because for me, that's like some of the best. Like.
Yes.
Especially when I'm training for battle, that's what I'm doing a lot of the times.
Yeah, for sure.
My moves. Because if I have a move and I'm training for a battle, every time I do that move, it's gonna look completely different every time. Because the music's different, my approach is different.
Yeah.
Everything is different.
Everything is different. The energy
should be different every time. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%, bro.
I wouldn't even do the complete move. Like I'd either do the first half, the last half, or the middle of it, or something like that.
Yeah, for sure. Especially if the music's like, I don't know, working in a certain way, or you know. But yeah, definitely, man. I think that's what makes a really good battle dancer. And if you want to do that stuff in a session, you can. But like, I like doing. So we have something that's called triggers in Krump, which is basically a move that brings you into your material or your set. I like doing trigger moves with small material. So we like doing it in Krump. Krump's like random as fuck. Like there will be people that do combinations, you know, like combos of foundation or like fancy shit, shirt moves, shoe tricks, whatever. But I like doing them in the old school kind of way, which is basically just stacking material together. So small ideas stacked on top of each other, and that creates my combo. And then I move on to the next thing. So I don't, and this is how I work, because I know that I do that. It's more beneficial for me to do that and slowly work on improving my sets in my lab. You know, does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It makes sense. It's like giving me ideas, like fuck.
Yeah, because then I can go, bro. Because then I can go in and out of an idea and make it effective in a second.
Yeah.
Rather than going, okay, I'm gonna hit the breakdown. Bop, bop. I have 8 counts of this. It's like fuck that, man. You know what I mean? Like I can do 2 counts and be on the money.
Yeah.
And then I can do another 2 counts or 4 counts after that, and I'm on the money. I'm always on the money. You know what I mean? So like, yeah. I'm giving gems away right now. I'm giving my secret sauce away right now.
Yeah, but you can learn more from 1010. Okay?
Yeah. But yeah, that's the crazy thing. Like, and I think, again, not everyone works that way, which is fine. You need to know your formula. You need to find your own, and like your unique way of approaching battles and all that kind of stuff. But you're only gonna do that through experiencing that shit.
Yeah.
Like, put yourself in the battles. Battle people that aren't as good as you, and battle people that are way better than you.
Yeah. So and another thing, fucking think for yourself, dude.
Yeah.
Think for yourself.
When you guys lab, do you guys like show each other moves and then share and then be like, yo, what if you did this?
Not as much as we should.
Yeah, okay. I feel like that's barely a thing in Krump now.
Yeah. Not as much as we
Unless
should.
You're
I think you should, but not as much as you should. And we don't do it as much as we should, but a lot of people around the world are actually doing that. And do it with your crew, you know. Yes. Obviously it makes sense.
Yeah, do it with your crew.
A lot of the times I'm just recording myself. I'm like, that's an idea, let me record, let me see that. And then, bro, I have like 100 moves of just ideas.
How do you actually build your ideas?
Anything can inspire me. There's not one specific way that I go with it.
Right.
But I think you get better at creating by spending time creating. It's the best way you get better at it.
Definitely.
People are just like, wait, what's the secret sauce, bro? You just need to sit in there for a bit.
Yeah.
And
100%.
think for yourself.
Yes.
No, you don't have to think. Sometimes I like to visualize myself dancing with different music. Sometimes I'm just dancing with the music, with that idea.
Yeah. You obviously train to different music.
Yeah, all the time, for sure. It inspires me, man. But I think my go-to would be like, what's it called? It's called like a hip-hop vibe. Like, I get some really nice mixes on SoundCloud of like a drive vibe kind of thing.
Yeah, okay, got you.
You know?
Yeah. That's tight. Have you ever labbed to Krump music?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah?
I have. It's
How
actually,
did that
it's
go?
fucking nice. It's nice, for sure.
What?
I can't say I have done a lot. Yeah, it brings out a lot more energy. It's less structural, for sure, when I do it.
Yes.
Because there's so much high energy in it. I can't be structural. I can't slow down. Like I can force myself, but I want to let it out.
Yeah.
Especially when I listen to different music, when I
Yeah.
feel inspired, I just let it go. Like let it just take me there.
Ooh,
You know what I mean?
yes.
Like sometimes when you have an intention
Yeah.
and then something's really drawing you, go explore that.
Yeah, yeah, you have to. And I think that's
You
the
might miss
beauty
out
of-
on something beautiful.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that's one reason why I just love only freestyling shit.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Because I don't actually know what's gonna come out.
Yes.
But I'm at the stage where, even though I'm moving, I'm observing what's coming out.
Yes.
And then when I hit something, I'm like, yo, that was tight.
Yeah.
Let me go back there and explore that thing.
Yeah.
And then something even crazier comes out of it. Or it might not be as effective, but I know that I've done that.
Yes.
And then in like a split second, I'm like, okay, how can I like recover from that downfall in a sense, and then bring it back up.
Right.
So that's like my
So
recovery.
you keep digging
shit.
into that?
Yes.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
No, that's sick. I do similar things as well.
Mm.
For sure, man. I think that's a lot of my creativity comes from that. The sporadic moments.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think that's when the best shit comes out anyway.
Yeah.
When you are off the top of your head.
Yeah.
And you know, you can and this is the
Especially
thing too.
freestyling, bro. If you're
Yeah.
a heavy freestyler, like you and myself, we're
Yeah.
heavy freestylers.
Yeah.
I don't know. I reckon I can guarantee you're very creative then. Like you have a lot of moves, or
Yeah.
however you want to call it.
Yeah.
I actually have a lot of moves,
Yeah.
and it's because I freestyle so much. That's
Yes.
where a lot of my creativity comes from.
Yeah. 100%. And like being able to just like I feel like there's two ways to go about even just creating material. Is like you were saying before, like when you're in a battle, for example, or even in a cypher session, like do the thing, let it go. If it comes back, recreate it, remix that shit, and do it in a different way.
Yeah.
But if it's the only thing, I feel like a lot of new gen have this like difficulty of like they want to be super creative, but their body doesn't know how to do it yet.
Right.
Because a lot of dancing is just muscle memory, right?
Right.
You have to dig into the same idea in like 1,000 different ways,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Because like even in Krump, like with Krump, if I jab out here, like I'm jabbing in front of me right now, but if I rotate it, like angle it 3 degrees to the right, that means something different. And if I change my hand sign, that means something different.
Yeah.
And then I can create from the language that I'm using. You know what I mean? And I think that's like, sometimes the new gen can get caught up in that. And I see that a lot. When I was training with Tadai's in SLX, it was like his training program at the time. Doesn't do it anymore, but life-changing, obviously. At the first day that we went, I felt like I couldn't dance, bro. That's how like crazy it was. Like I was just like, fuck,
That's
I actually
good.
know nothing right now, bro. I don't even know how to sea walk, bro.
So good.
But yeah, it was like super tight. And then like he went through the history of like how Krump actually came about, from like the foundations of sea walking to clowning to Krump.
Wow.
And how he transitioned from each thing as well. Fuck, where was I going with that?
Talking about a lot of your students.
Oh yeah, talking about the new gen, thank you. They just rely
new gen,
so
sorry.
much on material, you know, or just like being super creative, but they don't know this yet.
Yeah. Okay.
And their body doesn't understand what it is. Their mind doesn't understand where they can even go from there, because they
Right.
haven't.
They need to master that foundation
Yeah.
first.
Yes,
Let it just
100%.
come off natural.
Yes,
like
and just
fluent
like
language.
I think, like, yeah, you can obviously make sets, but I think if you freestyle your way to creating sets, your freestyle is obviously way better, and your sets will be better because you get to be more creative rather than thinking about, oh fuck, like, what's my set gonna be?
Yeah.
How can I get from up here to down here? But you haven't explored
Yeah.
all the varieties and all the space that's in this
Fuck yeah.
block right here,
Uh-huh.
and then get it to the floor.
Tell me this. What's your favorite type of music to lab to? That's completely different to Krump.
Funk.
Funk. Yeah.
Yeah. Funk and disco, bro.
Ooh.
Yeah, like I've got a like obviously hip hop's there, but hip hop's so
playful,
close
bro.
to crunk. Yeah, funk. There's so much happening, and because it's so like up tempo, and majority of funk and like disco, it's always been live bands. So they're really playing, like they're destroying the percussion and destroying the sax and like the horns and strings or whatever's in it, and like there's so much more they're playing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I haven't actually done this for a while, but like jazz is really good too because
I listen to jazz a lot.
they freestyle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're always improving. They're not setting jazz up.
Yeah.
Jazz can't happen without improv.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, I take that and like I've created a persona of myself in Krump, and I express that whenever I feel the need to. Yeah, especially if I'm like against like if a funk track comes on or a disco track comes on or whatever, I know I can just tap into that like super easy. And like,
bro, but aren't you sick of all style jams?
Yeah, I am.
I'm sick of them too,
I
bro.
am. That's why I.
But there's nothing we can do about that. I feel like in Perth right now, but
no,
kind of over it as well, bro.
Yeah, and
because you want to bring your best as well.
And the sad thing is, I don't see many people improving either.
Oh really?
I don't think so. Like there's a few, but not many.
Yeah, it's true. And maybe on a really slow level, but that's probably because they're not investing a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Perth is a very safe place, bro.
Yeah, it is. And it's kind of
you can
annoying.
stay it's really easy to stay in the bubble.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. But then it's like, what are you actually bringing to the scene?
Exactly. What are you bringing to the table, bro?
If you want to improve the community, find your position, do your part. Even if that is just to be a tight dancer in your city. Do the work to train and come in and do some fresh shit. Challenge people like me, challenge people like you when we're in that space. Because otherwise it's just too easy, bro. The amount of people, I feel like you are really the only person that and maybe Taiju, actually, are the only two people, unless I'm going against like my little homies, are the only two people that actually challenge me in the scene.
Right.
Because everyone else, to me, is like, just hasn't done enough work. And
Likewise,
I know that you work, and I know that Taiju works, because every time I see you guys, you're doing fresh shit. Like, I know it's new. So I know you've been working on your shit.
I'm the same, bro. You're the only guy, really, I'm just like, I'm going to bring it.
Yeah.
I have to bring it. Yeah.
And each time it's been crazy.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I actually love battling you, bro.
Yeah, same, bro.
It's, I always like to move towards, the most intimidating thing. So.
I think we need to do it, like, we need to do it in, like, a garage.
Ooh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, just actually have, like, cypher battle rounds. Non-stop.
But
and just see where we can go.
Yeah. It's just the music is a tough one, bro.
Just do whatever. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
I'll put some Krump on, you put some breaking on, and then we go into funk and disco or do some experimental shit.
For sure, man.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like I would be super keen for that. Like I've been labbing heaps with Deco.
I've seen.
Yeah.
Bro, he's been leveling up, bro.
Yeah, bro, majorly. And it's because he's putting the work in.
Yeah.
You know?
You can tell.
And like, yeah, he's just gonna be fucking heavy as, like in Krump anyway. Because he's obviously already a good dancer. But yeah, just like Krump wise, he's just gonna be heavy.
Yeah. He's going into two worlds, bro. And they're completely different.
You know what though? Dancehall and Krump are actually very similar.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, I would never have thought.
Yeah, like the amount of times that we've talked about it and I've asked him. Yeah.
Shit, they look the same too.
Yeah.
I know, you can tell.
This one's younger, but yeah. But yeah, like culture wise, how they create stuff, like the styles that they're doing,
It's actually
It's
quite
so
aggressive,
similar.
man. Even though
And
the
it is,
music
yeah.
sounds very like
Hype.
seductive, like
Bro, dancehall
sexualized.
music is nasty.
Yeah.
Like this shit's dirty as.
Yeah. But it's actually quite aggressive, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
To an
And like,
extent,
cause you
yeah,
see,
for
he's
sure.
playing a lot with guns.
Guns, yeah.
And stuff
That's
like
the
that.
Badman style, and it's
Yeah.
like, man, like we use guns all the time, you know, like in Krump too. So like, yeah, just small things like that. Even like the certain hops that they do, yeah, just their general movement, like even their arms and shit like that. You know, like it's already there, and like I was spinning out when
Sick.
when he was sharing that shit. He's like, yeah, man, like all of this, blah blah blah, and I was like, fuck, it's actually so similar.
Hell yeah.
So now, like he's the first like dancehall crumper. You know what I mean?
That's dope, man. That's
like
a cool hybrid.
legit, bro. I think in the world.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
I reckon.
because I don't think there's a crump scene in Jamaica, and I'm pretty sure that if a crump dancer went into dancehall, they might not even do that. You know,
Yeah.
they might not think about doing that because they would be a guest to dancehall, whereas he's from dancehall
Yeah.
and he's coming into crump.
And
So
you've probably
learning
created
crump,
a real dope space for him as well, you know? Is he a part of the
yeah,
10
man, yeah,
Yeah.
he fucking loves it, bro.
Fuck.
Even just labbing with him,
Nah,
it's just
cool
sick. Yeah, he's a funny dude too. He's in Melbourne at the moment. He's getting wild out there. Yeah,
Keep it
but
there.
yeah, man.
Dope, man.
What? I reckon we'll cut it there.
I think so. I think that was good, man. There was a lot.
Yeah, there was a lot of fire in
Appreciate it.
there.
I have to get you on to mine now.
Yeah,
I'm
let's
gonna,
go,
I'm gonna bring
man.
you on.
Yeah, definitely,
Okay.
bro. Please
Yeah,
do.
let
I'll
me
be
host you this time, bro.
more
But
than
yeah,
happy
appreciate
to.
it. It was real fun.
Yeah,
I love
what's
talking
like
about this.
some, like just to close it out, what's a piece of advice that you would give to, let's break it up into two questions, like A and B, two sections. Like, what's your advice to the new people coming in or the people that are interested in b-boying? And for the people that are already in the street dance scene, what's something that, what's your advice for them? And it can be as general or as
Yeah.
specific.
I
as
think
you
for the
want it to
first
be.
one, you gotta educate yourself. You need to be curious, be into beautiful things. Don't just go with what you like. Like genuinely be curious about the history and the culture because it all intertwines and makes sense.
And it helps you be better at
Yeah.
like makes you feel yourself more, right?
Yeah, absolutely. When you have
'Cause
when
if
you
you
have
want-
knowledge and understanding, then you also have confidence as well.
Yes.
You know?
Like if you want to be a b-boy, learn about the culture and you'll understand the mindset of it. You'll understand more of the culture, so you know that you don't have to maybe like try as hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even though the work's obviously still there.
Yeah. Also, with the new gen is like, I think it's really important to be a part of a community. So find one or create one. It's for me. It just started off with a friend that I had, and I was always hitting him up to train with me, and then we were like slowly, finding other places to practice with other people. You should start doing that, and when you have mentors, it's gonna speed up your progress as well.
Right, for sure.
But then when you have a mentor, look at where they are because that's where you're going. So you need to be careful with that as well.
Choose the right
You gotta
people.
choose wisely, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So if you're gonna, let's just leave it there. I was gonna give a terrible example. And then, what for the experienced people? Is that what you're saying?
For the people that are already in the scene, what can they do to either improve their dance or just improve their lane, their community?
Improve your dance. Definitely experience like travel. Like I was saying, take advantage of it.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be too cliche. You need to. How do I say this? I think just you need to be influenced and fall in love with what like you genuinely like as well. And like
that's
you're gonna start shaping. It will start shaping who you truly are. Don't be fake for the clout. Because because trends come and go, bro.
Yeah.
And then when that trend's gone, you're
gone.
So that's
Sick.
my advice. think that's my advice, man. And encourage people too, like in a sense of like you should be giving to the community. Like I was saying about, was I talking this on camera about value? Giving value? Yeah, I think I was at the beginning.
I don't know. We've been
just like give value to people, bro. Like even if it's words of encouragement, like you actually genuinely think that's fresh, you should tell them that that's fresh because you're building up. I did say that. Take that into some consideration when you're doing that. You really need a crew, man. You need a family, bro. Like having a crew, bro, is like one of the most beautifulest things. Yeah. They're literally my brothers. Yeah. I don't like them. Like, but they're my family, bro. I don't even fuck with them.
I'll hear that.
No, of course. I love them to bits, bro. I think I said as well, you know, I make sure it's a priority of religion that we always have dinner together.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah. Because there's more to life than just dancing, but you know, you want to get better. Yeah, you gotta dig deep, bro. Yeah. Don't expect instant gratification as well, bro.
That's a big.
You have to just keep showing up because it's gonna ripple out in every. If you can like accomplish or get like be good at something like in dancing, like okay, I want to get this power move, and it takes you fucking years to get, bro. That's gonna help you in other parts of your life too, man.
For sure.
The discipline, so.
Definitely.
Yeah. And focus on the progress, not the outcome, because no one remembers the guy who won the last jam. Who the fuck won the last jam? I don't know. What jam? Right? No one cares. So, you know, but that comes later when you're more mature and you win a few. So, that's my advice, man.
Sick.
Thanks.
I love that. I actually have one more question. Yeah. Which is, what keeps you in the lab? Because I feel like a lot of people flunk out. You know, like they don't really stay committed to their lab even though they want to get better.
Bro, I'm so competitive, it's disgusting. Like, bro, if I see someone that has a better body than me, then I'm training. Like, if I see someone running faster than me, I have to run. If I see someone come...
so like, that's your attribute.
Yeah, I am. I'm really competitive, bro. Okay. Like, that's probably what it is, but I genuinely do love it. I love creating. I have to keep moving. I'm really like it's part of my health. Yeah. You know. Yeah, for sure. You know, creativity makes you like. You learn so much about yourself, bro, and I love it. Like I'm so curious. You should be into beautiful things and creating all the time.
And dance is one of those things, man.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think every time I dance, it just keeps me grounded. Yeah. When I get super airy. I'm just like, yo, I need to dance. I need to get off something. Yeah. Don't care what it is.
But by lab, are you talking about creating or are you talking about training?
Both.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, in terms of training, I just want to be the best version of myself. Like, I so badly want to be the best person of myself. I know that's cliche as fuck, but I'm obsessed with wanting to be better. Yeah.
Cause not a lot of people... I feel like everyone wants to be better, but not a lot of people actually do the things that
but it feels
are required.
And it's really hard, but it feels really good when you're actually in it, when you're amongst the midst of it, and you're alone all by yourself at midnight. Either you're studying, you're working, you're training. Fuck, no one knows that you're doing that shit, but only you. You have this. You have this really strong self-esteem about yourself and belief in yourself, and like trust yourself, man. Like, it feels
we'll end on that note.
Yeah, we'll end on that.
Trust yourself.
Trust yourself, man.
Hope you guys enjoyed. It was super dope to have you.
Appreciate you, bro. That was fun.
We'll do this again.
Yeah, we have to.
Next time.
We will.
Much love. Peace.